All right, welcome everyone. We're Semblance of Sanity. I'm Caleb.
I'm Jacob.
And we're here for Monster, episode 46. All right. So Johan, as a Femme Johan, has snuck into Sook's place, killed the two that were trying to set him up.
Yep, while he was there and he didn't even hear it.
Yeah. It's a bit crazy. So the big thing also is that Grimmer saw Johan as,
right. Yeah.
As a woman. And the crazy thing is that because Johan is a twin of Anna, if Anna shows up,
that could cause trouble.
That could cause some problems.
Right.
It also could open things up for Grimmer to know specifically that, Johan in the recording. Well, right, but Johan in the recording is the Johan that is the woman, the killer, and everything like that.
Right.
So things are heating up.
Yes.
This whole arc has continually built upon itself for so long. I'm almost wondering if this is like just the final big set of story. Like if that's it, because
I don't know.
I don't know how it would climax into something else. Kind of like how the library fire was the climax of the story in Munich.
But even then, like the tie that they had from there to this one, it was not apparent at the beginning. It was something that they sort of just brought in at the end. So I would not be surprised if they figured out a way to have something else tie in and follow up after this.
All right. Yeah. Well, guys, this is going to be crazy. So without further ado, let's get into it.
待ってください。俺は今忙しいんだよ。この記事の X 氏なんですが、インタビューに答えている元秘密警察の X という人物に会えないでしょうか。俺もこの時は命がけで取材したもんさ。今だっておっかねえ。スーク刑事の事件知らねえのか。特派員が聞いて呆れるな。プラハ署のスークって若い刑事が本庁から派遣された特別捜査班の刑事2名を射殺して都合よく所長ら3名は何者かに毒殺され、当のスークは大手柄を挙げた。
How were they poisoned again?
特別捜査班はスークをマークしていた。そのマークしていた刑事2名を殺してしまった。
It all conveniently falls on the perfect, innocent, naive fall man,
Yeah, connection to him. Yeah.
筋肉しか。
Yeah.
ヤン・スークさんのお母さんはこちらに。
警察の方？
え
え。
あっても無駄だと思いますけど。
ヤン・スークさんのお母さんですね。
ヤン。ヤン、来てくれたのね。
いえ、私は。
よく来てくれたね、ヤン。
あなたの息子さんは無実ですよ。じゃあ僕はこれで。
あなたまたあそこで遊んでたの？あなたいつもあそこで刑事ごっこしてるでしょ。
Wait a minute.
どこでしたっけ
？Yeah.
隠れ家のつもりかもしれないけど。
That's rough.
昔あるところに
No way.
名前のない怪物がいました。昔あるところに。
Oh my god.
Okay.
飯買ってきた。それに新聞もな。あんた一躍スターだ。母に送った貸金庫のカセットテープと研究論文。誰にも気づかれていないでしょうか。どうだろうな。私という目撃者がいる。
That's true.
あなたが僕のフラットの階段ですれ違った。ブロンドの美人。その女が真犯人だとしたって。冷静になれ。自分を信じろって言ったろ。最後に信じられるのは自分だけだって。
And the great thing about Grimmer being here is that he can vie for Tenma's help in this whole thing.
Right. いい子だ。さあ、食おう。
I thought he was gonna see Tenma out the window for a second there.
Whoa! Whoa! Whoa!
From out the window?
Holy crap!
Oh my god. So the cops do know about this.
Yeah, but it can also be the secret police.
Yeah. But how do they know they're surrounded? How does he know they're surrounded?
If he didn't see.
Tape.
Holy crap. That's the Czech secret police then. Nice. Holy crap. Oh!
How do they have a...
They can hear.
Tape. ここにいるよ、スーク。今助けてやる。
Oh.
Holy crap.
痛い。痛いよ。
Oh my gosh.
よしよしよし。おしまいだよ。
Oh, maybe they're calling out shots from the people outside there.
あなただけでも。あなただけでも逃げて。
Yeah, he's gonna have to. Oh. Is he gonna let the monster out?
Yeah. But if they've got a sniper out there...
Oh, here it is. Oh my gosh. This is crazy. Yeah, it's just a rifle with an attached scope. Like, oh, Tenma. That's not the answer. Yeah. I have a gun to your head. Oof. Yep. Nicely done. Oh. Okay. Did Grimmer go nuts?
I think so.
I think so. Oh, dang. And he's here. So they came in. Yeah. Careful. Yes, the magnificent Steiner.
超人シュタイナーがまたやっちゃった。助けてやってくれ。あいつはいいやつだ。
At least Tenma's the kind of person that's not gonna go, "Did you do this to him?"
Right.
He's just gonna be like, "Oh, those are gunshots."
There are a lot of other patients too.
一体これは
The monster has already grown this big.
Oh, yeah. I was kind of waiting for that to be revealed.
私には関係ないと言ったけど、私も関係があるんです。
Yeah.
511キンダーハイムに。
Oh boy.
Right.
怪我人の状態は緊急を要します。ただどうした？全員に応急処置が施してあるんです。しかも適切な応急処置。無実なんですね。
Yeah.
俺が言って証言して。
I'm so glad for these two to be together.
Yes, I know, right?
Like,
ドクターテルマ、あんたなんで私のことよりさっきの話。
yes.
511キンダーハイムのこと、実はよく覚えてないんだ。思い出せないんだ。断片的なことしか。暗い通路、ドアのきしむ音、 カビ臭いベッド。
Yeah. Jeez.
記憶が鮮明になるのはあそこから出されて少ししてから。
That's how like
誰
traumatizing
か
he
が
was.
俺が14歳だって言った名前を
So
与えられ
many,
た
so many drugs and stuff maybe they had.
ボルフ
in
ガ
them.
ング・グリマ
Wolfgang. Nice. That's a good name.
ー。家はなんとも人工的な街の中にあった。父親役がいて
Holy crap,
母親
really?
役がいてスパイ教育。
Yeah.
その中でも一番難しかったのなんだと思う？
Learning to kill.
笑い方だよ。
Oh, that's horrible.
さてと
That's tragic.
And now his smile's like so warm and just.
で見ました。
Probably spent the rest of his life trying to like get his
ス
smile.
ークの無実を証明できるのは俺だけだ。
Oh. But you can see the pain
Uh-huh.
even in the,
Oh, yeah.
the
Oh,
smile
yeah.
itself.
That episode was great.
Yeah.
That was good. That was good.
The frantic imagery when Grimmer, you know, goes into becoming the amazing Steiner, the wonderful, the invincible Steiner. It's kind of terrifying.
Yeah.
Because I remember way back when this whole story and everything, you know, started, we were wondering if there was going to be any kind of metaphysical, spiritual kind of, you know, like,
more traditional monster type stuff.
yes, like horror stuff with regards
Right.
to like, oh, Johann is actually possessed by, you know,
Exactly.
a horrible demon or
Yeah.
something.
Yeah.
The crazy thing is that they've actually in some way brought up the idea that Grimmer is not possessed, but haunted
Right.
in some ways by what happened at Kinderheim.
Yep.
And by the reveal, and I think it was getting seeded very well that he was that like the reason why he was so obsessed with all of this is
How he
because-
knows so much about it.
Yeah. It makes sense. So it's a good reveal. It's not a crazy twist, but it's like, oh, that's good.
It's one of those things where it's like, okay, we see it coming, but it's still like, yep, okay,
good.
That's good to get out there. It changes things, and the very fact that it was said, you know, not just that we know it, but that other characters know it. It's important.
Yeah, it expedites the story in a way that I think is intelligent, and it allows for once Tenma gets into, you know, location with Grimmer, there's a lot of story things that can happen there that are good for just the plot and the characters as a whole.
They can get the tape. Tenma might be able to actually listen to the tape now.
The thing I was going with here, though, is that Kinderheim might be the thing that possesses him, essentially. The training. The things that they instilled in him as a child is what takes over in these moments of
all that stuff he doesn't remember.
Protection. Yes, exactly. The fact that there's a correlation between the memory loss of when he's the amazing Steiner and Kinderheim is no coincidence.
Like what that makes me think is that basically what they did at Kinderheim is they kept him in that state of the amazing Steiner as long as possible. And they basically just dealt with that exclusively. And hence why the only memories he has is for those little moments where he slipped out of that. Right?
Yeah.
Which is terrifying.
And that's terrifying because what we've seen in these types of stories a lot is you'll see the people get put into kind of the hypnotherapy kind of state, and they'll just be constantly absorbing information, like learning 6 languages or something, being taught how to kill and how to make people trust you and all this crazy stuff. And then the tragedy of all this being like, no, the hardest thing was trying to appear human, was trying to smile.
Yeah, that...
And it's like, that breaks your heart, because you look at Grimmer now, and he plays with kids.
Oh, yeah.
He's so good with people, and you don't know, actually, how much of that is stuff that he had to learn post-Kinderheim, or that's actually all Kinderheim training that taught him how to be good with people so he could be a good spy. And it's just his appearance of trying to at least blend in so that people don't go, you look messed up inside.
Yeah.
And he's just like, yeah, I know I'm messed up inside.
And then
like, I love Grimmer so much.
Grimmer is
so
fantastic.
Good.
With the fact that he, we now officially know that he came from Kinderheim, and the whole thing of the hardest part being learning how to smile and everything. It gives additional, I want to say, depth. That might not quite be the right word, but it gives basically additional meaning to all those times that we saw him playing with kids and things like that. Because those were very important moments to show who he was as a person, right? Help us endear us to him as a character, and show what his good qualities were and everything and all that stuff. Just how awesome of a person he was. But now that we know this, it's like, oh no, it's probably not so simple as all that. It's not just that, he's a cool, upstanding guy that maybe has a bad past.
To quote this episode, this case just got complicated.
Yeah, right.
When that was the first line in this entire episode, I chuckled inside and I think out because I was like, that's meta. Like, the idea that now Grimmer has seen Johan, doesn't know it's Johan,
right?
But also knows that Johan is a person that exists, and was a part of Kinderheim. And now that we know that he was a part of Kinderheim, there might. This is something that's potentially interesting. We've heard a lot of stories about people that have encountered Johan.
Yep.
And do you remember, like, way back ago, the U-boat technician guy?
Yeah.
That Johan was teaching, like,
Johan was learning from him about fear. Yep.
When he was doing that, Johan was young. Johan was very young when he was doing that. This was not this was pre 10-year time skip kind of thing. The thing is that at this stage in Kinderheim, Johan was even younger than that.
Yeah.
Like, he was very young, very impressionable. And the idea that Grimmer could have stories of Johan that he could tell, potentially. We don't know at what time he was at Kinderheim versus when Johan was at Kinderheim.
Which is a little bit tough.
We know he was there before Johan destroyed the place.
Right, and that he was 14 at the time, at least that's what he heard. And we also, and this is the thing that's a little bit, like, I want to see how it all lines up, is how old is Grimmer exactly? Because we know that he at least had a daughter, and that she died.
Yeah.
Right? So I would think he's, like, at minimum, he is 24. If he was there at the same time as Johan, right?
Sure.
But at maximum, he could be much, much older. He certainly looks a fair amount older.
He could be 38.
Yeah. Yeah. And then the question is what was Kinderheim like back then and all that stuff, and I don't know. Right. But if Tenma tells him about, the killer, it's Johan, and then Grimmer's like, oh no, it's I mean, it could be, but no, it's this pretty blonde lady. And he'd be like, pretty blonde lady? Yeah, she's been doing all sorts of killings. And he's like, does it look like this person by any chance? Then it's like, exactly like her, actually. Wow, that's crazy.
Yeah.
Like...
What I like about this is that Johan's plan seems to be to dump the Czech secret police constantly into the path of Grimmer, actually.
Oh, yeah.
In a lot of ways, the monster is using the other monster to clean up all these people.
And
people that potentially know who Johan is.
Well, and it also could have been potentially used to clean up Suk.
Oh, well, they were
because like Suk would have died if Tenma hadn't showed up, but that would have meant that then the person who knows about Johan going around as Anna, case closed, all ends tied up there.
Yes, I guess that's also a big point of it too. I guess for Johan, it still doesn't matter really.
Yeah.
If he gets captured by the police, though, like the regular police, because if
no one will believe him.
No one will believe him. Yeah. He has no alibi. He has no witness, especially if Grimmer ends up eventually dead. And Tenma can't save Suk.
Right, but Grimmer is going to testify, even though that won't turn out well for him, which is really cool because it says a lot about the kind of person Grimmer is, but how will that be handled from the standpoint of Suk and the Czech secret police and Johan and Tenma and
the whole thing of Grimmer being basically a hero, you know, someone that does good for others without expecting anything in return. You know, you get the vibe he's one of those characters that we've been introduced to along the ride of Monster who is burdened with something from their past. You know, it's a very common theme with the side characters in this story. And he's so dogged in his desire to, you know, help these good people and stuff that it ends up leading him into situations where, you know, he ends up having to get his hands dirty. And there's a nice parallel to Tenma there, in that Tenma has tried to avoid getting his hands dirty for as long as possible. But he keeps coming back to the theme that he has to in some ways if he wants to be, you know, who he is to, you know, everyone. Because Johan keeps ruining people's lives, keeps killing, keeps doing all this crazy stuff. But Johan is here. And he came for his mother, right?
That's what it seemed to be.
Yeah, that's what we believe him to be here for.
But he hasn't done anything with that so far.
As far as we know. As far as we know,
Exactly.
The thing I would love to know is, like, okay, once we've got their, you know, Grimmer Tenma situation going, and then maybe Anna shows up with Dieter. What's going to be the connection point to bring out Johan again and show things again from his perspective as to why he's doing this? I think it actually makes sense to wait until Anna shows up, because she might be going on some clues as well, or at the very least might end up remembering things based on just being in this environment, and then might be able to basically find the mom for Johan.
One thing I thought of is that, okay, let's say Anna comes here, and her and Tenma basically meet up and are like, all right, let's figure this out, you know, or something like that. They haven't necessarily worked together all the time in the past, but, you know, they're on friendly terms. And then Grimmer sees Anna and is like, who's that? You know, get away from her, Tenma. And then would he potentially, because if they don't clue in right away that Johan is doing all this as Anna, Grimmer might very well think that Anna is doing this all without realizing it. Because he does it. Because he does the same thing. And Anna has had trouble with, like, remembering things and all that because of Johan, right? But could there be a possibility that all the stuff that Johan actually is doing here will end up getting pinned on Anna?
Because there's a very huge possibility.
Like, because if that... And like, how successfully would that stick and things like that? Because Tenma is here, but at the same time, like, wouldn't that just be so devious if Johan did all of this and then just blamed it on his sister?
Well, yeah, in order to do that, he would need to find some way to expose this version of him, this identity that he's taken on, to, like, just basically the police. He needs to let himself sort of get caught. But basically to where they put, you know, basically an APB out for for her, and then he just disappears. And then Anna shows up and tries to claim, like, but I've been out of the I've been out of the country since, you know, a couple days ago. Here's my ticket for my train. Like, I got here.
And with something like that, that's maybe he would have to wait until she's been there for a while, because otherwise, she could be like, no, you can literally talk to these people. I was just in another country, like, you know.
Yeah, like a week ago. So there's a couple issues with that. The main thing that I think is cool about this is that Johan being here and being involved with the poisoning doesn't necessarily correlate it to the pretty blonde girl. Because,
this is true.
Because the pretty blonde girl shows up around the times that Grimmer and Suk have been basically nearby. So there's the very beginning where Grimmer just pulverized some of the secret police, people.
Right. Mm-hmm.
And that was crazy. That was awesome. Then Suk shows up and becomes the detective here. And then Johan's like, okay, how can I use this guy? Oh, he's single. He's young.
Yeah.
Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to pull out my disguise. I've been waiting to do something like this. Ends up pulling this to where Suk's now manipulated properly. I'm going to get all the information I need regarding me, through this guy.
Yeah.
Oh, wait, crap. This Grimmer character actually kind of is a problem. I'm going to... All right, that's actually the other thing. I would love to see... I kind of went off on a rabbit trail there, but I'm going to kind of retcon all that in my head.
Almost a tangent?
Yeah, exactly. I feel like we should end up finding out at some point in the story that Johan is dealing with the secret police in a negative way as well.
Probably. Yeah, because
he's in hiding as well, basically.
At the very least, they are aware of his existence because they're after the tape.
Right. So are they aware of what he did in Munich then? Because he was on television at one point.
Or at least Kinderheim? Because here's the thing. Knowing that there is a monster versus knowing about Johan are two different things. Different. Yep. And knowing about Johan back then versus knowing about Johan now are also two different things. So
very true.
I feel like he's basically they could find out something about him and he doesn't want them to, so he's kind of mopping them up.
Right.
But
this all seems to be leading towards a thing where Johan is kind of wanting to be found in some ways by Tenma. But he needs to tie up something here with his family and more specifically his past. And then once he's done that, I don't know what he's going to do.
Because we haven't seen Johan in a while, and we didn't even get the clear motivations for what he was doing here when we did see him here. Because the whole thing about
we got a lot of time with him when...
Right. But the whole thing with the tape, for instance, he didn't know about that. That was not something that he was he wasn't trying to get that out of Suk. That was just a happy surprise, or at least it certainly seemed to be.
Yeah.
Right? Because when he went back, he was like, a tape recording, huh?
Yeah.
Safe deposit box or whatever it was.
Yeah, because he came from Munich because of the story.
Right.
Because of the monster story. It reminded him about what his true purpose is or something. Yeah. Basically, when he was a child, he believed so strongly in this, fairy tale story in the same way that Grimmer believed so much in the Steiner, amazing Steiner story.
Here's a thought.
Yeah.
What if the reason Johan came back was what they told us was the whole idea of the black car that came and picked up the mom and the child and everything, and he's like, oh yeah, that's right. There are people that know about the idea of me, even if they don't know me specifically, that still exists. So I'm going to go
kill them.
Yeah, I need to go kill them all. And then once that's done, then he'll find his mother.
Yeah, but it seems like it has to be that and the mother, because I feel like the mother is bigger. Because when he read when he saw the book or read the story or whatever, he was touching it with Lot, right? That's when he freaked out. He was having an existential crisis.
Oh yeah, this is not something of just I forgot a loose end. It's my entire purpose and meaning for my existence is off.
Yeah, he went into some kind of psychotic seizure of sorts, and having that kind of a response speaks heavily, I'd say, to the trauma that he experienced at Kinderheim.
Right.
But also, I would say more so to some kind of programming, maybe?
Sure. I was going to say just some deep emotional response.
Emotional response, yes.
It could totally be programming.
Because I wonder also if he came back here because it's familiar, for one, but because he doesn't know where to start. So he starts back at the beginning.
Sure.
And he's like, crap,
Reduce
I
it back
missed
to first
something.
principles, okay.
Right. He's basically like, I missed something. I need to go back. And his mother is what maybe he thinks is the actual thing.
Sure.
And it would make sense for it to be his mother, because she would be hidden, I would think.
Yeah.
Given that people in a black car came and stole her away at one point, and we still don't know the whole mystery of the fire and whether or not there were 2 kids involved at that time or just one, or one that came in later looking for the one that left with the mother. There's so many variables at play here that it leads me to think that Johan isn't fully aware of all of them.
Sure. Yeah, I could see that.
Yeah.
But yeah, this episode was intense. It was great. It had the emotional like impacts at the right moments. Tenma and Grimmer are together again, which is fantastic. I'm so happy about that. And just that Tenma, like, not just that it's Tenma and Grimmer, but just that Tenma is brought back into this story.
Yeah. Definitely.
Yeah. Ooh, boy.
The whole shootout in the old building
came out of nowhere, and
that was very terrifying.
Super intense.
Just the immediate just jump scare of the sound effects of us being like, oh, is he gonna see, Tenma out the window, and then suddenly boom, bang, and his shoulders, bleeding, and he's down, and Sook's voice acting of just feeling in pain and just screaming like, it died, like, oh my god, that is painful just listening to. And what was the other thing? Tenma went to the reporter's office, and he was looking up like old info and stuff.
Right. They interviewed the Czech secret police.
Well, they interviewed someone named Mr. X.
Right.
In an old
representing or from the secret police.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
yeah.
Did you get any vibes about potentially who that might be?
Not really, because they said it was 3 years ago, is the thing. 3 years ago doesn't put anyone in particular on the radar for that. Like,
sure?
Like, it's possible that it could have been Johan, but I don't think so. I mean, they could, but I don't think so.
I don't think it's Johan, though.
You think who? Grimmer? Or, yeah? I mean, that would be pretty cool. That would be pretty cool. But...
yeah, the idea of... okay, so here's the thing. They kept using the word, these people are scary. This person is scary. I don't know if they said a singular, but one of the ideas was, I think that this guy was like, this whole, like, why are you interested? He was protecting this person. Now, when I think of someone needing to be protected, I think of someone that's vulnerable.
Sure.
There's still something out there that can be used to hurt them. We literally were introduced in this story, Grimmer's big vulnerability.
Yeah.
That he came from Kinderheim 511. That he potentially has serious mental programming in his head that turns him into a killer just like that. And
before you can say it to Koim Nashme.
Right. Yeah. And the kind of thing that would lead this person to use a Mr. X and also have access to a lot of information.
Sure.
Now, I don't think it necessarily has to be Grimmer, but I got a vibe. I got a...
right, because, anytime they bring up the idea of a new character, when they already have 2 new characters, essentially, for this arc that they're dealing with, and they haven't brought Anna back into it, right? It's introducing another new character, unless they're just going to be there for, 1 episode or something, where it's we talked to them, and then it's... yeah, exactly, right. Yeah. Then... it's one of those things where, at least my instinct is to, and I think yours is too, and so, yeah, it totally makes sense, is to question whether it's actually a new character or not.
Yes. And to seek for parallels between the verbiage that they use to describe the character and what we know already about the characters that have been introduced thus far.
Yeah.
And it pointed, in my opinion, towards the Grimmer in a lot of ways. Because... he seems to be someone that knows a lot of things, but he doesn't know enough.
And I could definitely see how, in some cases, he would be scary. Like, when he's standing there covered in blood with all the messed up bodies just strewn about him, that could be considered scary.
Now, what was the information that they said that this Mr. X gave them?
I can't remember. It was...
that's the part.
It was talking about how the secret police worked, I think.
Yeah, so it might not be... might not be Grimmer. But...
yeah, I don't know.
There's there's a couple characters that have died recently too that it could have been as well.
That's absolutely true.
Yeah. So that's also something to just remember. But guys, this was intense. This was really good. If you want to watch the next episode's reaction right now, go check out the link in the description below for our Patreon. You can get an early access there. You can watch full-length reactions there. And all this comes with Discord access where you can chat with us about stories or monster, non-spoilery stuff or whatever. And if any of that interests you, we'll see you there. But until then, we're Semblance of Sanity. I'm Caleb.
I'm Jacob.
And we'll see you all next time.